Hello everyone and welcome back to YouTube channel Duval Mafia here. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to unravel the Byron Leftwich situation that is currently going down throughout the Jaguars social media and throughout Jaguars fans and throughout the basically entire organization right now. So to start off, E. Dilla, Demetrius Harvey, Jamal St. Cyr, Mia O'Brien, Jonathan Jones, Rick Stroud, Mark Maskey, all these guys were reporting last night that Byron Leftwich was pretty much all said and done to be the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars next season. He was working on contractual disputes, he was working on building his staff, and this was pretty much all said and done. It was all set in stone, it was going to be happening, it was likely to be done within the next few days. But now a report came out that Eugene Fournette, who has been linked to very closely to these type of people for the Jaguars, and he came out with a tweet that said, now the Jaguars on Thursday are bringing in Nathaniel Hackett for a second interview. And this is mind-boggling to me because after all these reports of Byron Leftwich, and Byron Leftwich would be an amazing signing. That's what the Jaguars should be doing. They should not be putting Byron Leftwich on the back burner for Matt Eberflus and Nathaniel Hackett. This is insanity to me. Nathaniel Hackett just had a game, a playoff game nonetheless, against, yes, an elite 49ers defense, I will give him that. But he had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and a very solid offense. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. Like, this is a very good offense at home. And they put up, what was it, 10 points? At home in a playoff game? Are you kidding me? Like, what? Somebody explain this to me, please. Somebody explain why he's getting a second interview and we're not just hiring Byron Leftwich. The Buccaneers this season, I'm pretty sure, averaged 30 points per game. Like, I don't even think the Jaguars offense scored 30 points per game once this year. And they averaged it throughout the entire regular season. And you're telling me right now that the Jaguars are trying to pass up on that? It's like the Jaguars don't want to get good. I just don't understand it at all. There's so many reports. And last night, all these reports were coming out that it was all true. At first, it was E. Dilla. He dropped it. And then you had all these respectable and these respected reporters coming out saying, I agree with this. This is what I'm hearing. This and that. And all this stuff coming out. And then out of nowhere, Ian Rappaport dropped something about it not happening. Then Adam Schefter also dropped another thing about it not happening. Then it all went downhill from there. And it's just so confusing. I don't even know what's going on. Ian Rappaport said that even though Byron Leftwich did make a strong impression on the Jaguars, there's no hire imminent, and they haven't made an offer to Byron Leftwich yet, which is not what we heard from local reporters for Jacksonville. So I don't know if Ian Rappaport is getting bad information, or I don't know if our local reporters are getting bad information. I don't know where the disconnect is there, but it is insanity right now. And then on top of it, Adam Schefter reported that even though the Jaguars are continuing talking with the offense coordinator Byron Leftwich for the Buccaneers, and they are also continuing conversations with Colts defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, amongst others that are also in the mix, who we're now learning is Nathaniel Hackett, who's getting a second interview on Thursday. And there's nobody close to a deal at this time, and the Jags have still not decided which way they will go, and the organization is still going through the process and figuring it all out. So I don't know what is going on right now within the Jaguars organization, and I'm going to tell you my opinion on it. Now, don't take this with a grain of salt, because I'm more a fan page. I'm a fan just like you guys. I don't have any true say. I can only go off the information that I see and the information that I am given. But what I'm seeing, honestly, is that the fan base, the players, and by the way, before I get into that rant, Jimmy Smith has come out and said that he agrees that Byron Leftwich should be hired. Jimmy Smith, a former Jaguar, a very legendary Jaguar in all honesty, has come out and he's saying that all these people are asking him about Byron Leftwich and how he is. And there's another one, LaShawn McCoy also said Byron Leftwich is one of the best coaches he's ever seen, because what Byron Leftwich did I don't know if people remember, but LaShawn McCoy, I believe, went there for one season. He went to Tampa Bay with Byron Leftwich as the offense coordinator, and one of the first things Byron Leftwich did in the beginning of the season, or whenever LaShawn McCoy was there, is he said to guys, whoever has stipulations in their contract and incentives in their contract, let me know them, because I'm going to try to help you guys make this money and get this bag. That's what Byron Leftwich said. So he's building an offense not only to succeed, but he's also trying to help his players. That is what you call a player coach. That is the type of person you want leading your people. He's the type of player you want, or he's the type of coach you want leading your players. He's a former player, so he knows what he's doing. He's been a good offense coordinator for a few years now in Tampa. He's been a top 10 offense there every single season. I mean, come on, Jaguars. It's common sense. Like, I cannot believe that this is happening right now. If you have Byron Leftwich in the building, or you have him at a table and he's willing to sign a contract, or he wants a certain number, you give him that number. How were we able to give a certain number to Urban Meyer, give him whatever he wanted to get him to come out of retirement and to become the next head coach, and then he gets fired, but we won't go get Byron Leftwich? That is one of the best options for us this offseason. Him, Kellen Moore, maybe Doug Peterson, these are all the top options. And you're telling me you had him in the building and you're not going to lock him up and get it? And Ian Rappaport said something that really pissed me off. Ian Rappaport had something to say. He said, there's no coaches really falling right now domino-wise, so there's no rush for the Jacksonville Jaguars to sign Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich is one of the biggest fish on the market when it comes to a coach. And you're telling me that Jaguars can wait on this and they're not going to jump on this and secure him? Like, are you kidding me? That is one of the stupidest things I have ever heard said. That is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard reported. And I know Ian Rappaport's a very good reporter, but that is one of the dumbest things I have ever heard. I was honestly livid when I saw that and I heard that. I was flabbergasted. Like, I had no idea how he could even report that and, like, have a straight face. Honestly. I was so shocked by that. I just don't understand it. And now I'm hearing that this fucking thing is going down with Nathaniel Hackett. He's now getting an interview on Thursday, meaning that now Byron Leftwich is probably not going to be hired by at least Thursday. Like, what in the world is going on? And you want my opinion on it? I'm going to give my opinion on it. And as I said earlier in this video, I am just a fan. I'm a fan page. I don't have much say. I'm not a reporter. I'm not on the inside. I don't work for the organization. But if you guys want my honest opinion on this, I think the problem is Trent Baalke. And I don't know why the fuck Shad Khan is answering to Trent Baalke right now. I don't understand it. Why in the world is Trent Baalke your prioritization right now instead of Trevor Lawrence, instead of Byron Leftwich, instead of getting a true head coach? Like, are you kidding me? I would rather get Byron Leftwich and then hire a new GM than keep Trent Baalke and get somebody like Matt Eberflus. Like, are you insane? Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to feel right now. I'm so angry. I cannot believe this. Because they're making not only Jaguars reporters look bad with this information, but the Jaguars organization is just fucking this up as a whole. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's not hard. Just get Byron Leftwich. I don't know if it's that Byron Leftwich doesn't want to work with Trent Baalke. I don't know if Trent Baalke doesn't want to work with Byron Leftwich. I don't know where the disconnect is. But if that is the case, get rid of Trent Baalke and get Byron Leftwich. It's not a hard decision. Priority number one needs to be developing and helping Trevor Lawrence, who is your franchise guy. He's the future of this franchise. And he is priority number one, not Trent Baalke and what he wants. Not Matt Eberflus. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. The fact that Matt Eberflus is even in competition right now with fucking Byron Leftwich is insanity to me. That shows you how dysfunctional this freaking franchise is. It's so angering to me. I just cannot believe that's even happening right now. I really can't. And now E. Dilla is reporting on Twitter now saying that, you know what, if his sources were wrong and this doesn't end up happening, he's going to live up to it. But that's bullshit, because you know what, E. Dilla has never really been wrong that often. I don't think that he's wrong in this situation. I think something within the Jaguars organization switched up. I don't know if it was Trent Baalke, I don't know if it's Shad Khan, I don't know what in the world happened, but something switched up and I don't like it. It is not a coincidence that 80% of the Jacksonville Jaguars local reporters that are in Jacksonville or in Florida who constantly talk about the Jaguars and have all these connections, it's not a coincidence that all of them last night all agreed that it was looking like Byron Leftwich was going to get hired, and they were working out the contract, and they were working out his staff and all this stuff. And now all of a sudden, a day later, it's taking a huge step backwards. Now we're bringing in Nathaniel Hackett. Now Matt Eberflus is up there with Byron Leftwich as another favorite. Like, what in the world is going on? I just don't understand, dude. I'm actually getting angry over this. Like, this is ridiculous. I just can't believe right now that the Jacksonville Jaguars are switching up on this report like this. I'm so angry. I'm just so angry. Because honestly, Byron Leftwich was one of the best options for the Jaguars this season. And they actually gave us Jaguars fans hope that this was actually going to happen. And this is just ridiculous. I cannot believe this right now. Now, keep in mind, this is not set in stone. It can still happen. Byron Leftwich can still be the coach. But it's not as set in stone as we thought. And this is just so annoying and so frustrating to me. I just don't understand how Shad Khan and Tony Khan are fucking this up, dude. And I saw somebody who was talking about it, and they believe Tony Khan and Shad Khan want Byron Leftwich, and they believe Trent Baalke is the one who wants Hackett or Eberflus or one of those guys. And honestly, I can somewhat agree with that. I think that's what's partly happening. But the part that I'm not understanding is, why does Trent Baalke even have a say? Why is Trent Baalke being made a priority? That's the part that I'm not understanding right now. Why is Trent Baalke even relevant in this? Get Byron Leftwich, develop Trevor Lawrence, and get a new GM. It's not like Trent Baalke's done an amazing job as a GM in his past. Like, I just don't understand it. What is Shad Khan doing? Like, Shad Khan, it is not a money thing. People are going to say, oh, it might be a money thing, that Byron Leftwich wants too much money. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's not a money thing. Shad Khan gave all that money to Urban Meyer. He's giving all this money to sponsors. He's giving all this money to other things. He's spending all this money on the franchise, and you're telling me he's not going to spend money on a former Jaguar that could come here and build a winning culture and finally turn his team around? Absolute bullshit. I don't want to hear that at all. If that's the reason, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and Shad Khan should freaking sell the team. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm getting really tired of this as a Jaguars fan. I really am. This is ridiculous. It's not rocket science. The fact that the fan base understands what the Jaguars organization needs more than the owners, more than the GM, is so amazing to me and so terrifying to me at the same time. It shows that we have a good fan base, we have a competent fan base, but it also shows the dysfunction that we have in the ownership and the dysfunction we have in the front office, and it needs to change. Whether Shad Khan needs to go, or he needs to wake up, hire Byron Leftwich, give him the money that he wants, give him whatever the freak he wants to get him as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. And I don't care. If it's a Trent Baalke, Byron Leftwich, like, beef thing, get rid of Trent Baalke. It is not that hard of a decision, Shad Khan. Like, come on, dude, do it. Have some balls. Do what the team needs. Do what the fans want. Don't let this freaking dude who has not even a good resume ruin this team. Now, is Trent Baalke a terrible GM? No. But if he's the reason that we're not going to get Byron Leftwich and we're going to get stuck with Matt Eberflus, who is not a terrible candidate, people should not take it that way, but he's not a better fit than Byron Leftwich. He's not a better fit than one of these other guys. I don't understand. And Nathaniel Hackett is another one. He's not bad, but I'm not taking Nathaniel Hackett or Matt Eberflus over Byron Leftwich any day. I would rather pay Byron Leftwich double the money and fire Trent Baalke than take either of those other two guys. That's just the truth. And I'm not going to rant much more, but I tried to unravel this as much as for you guys, and my opinions on it is all the sources last night that were hearing that Byron Leftwich was going to be the head coach, I think those are legit. This is my opinion. I think those are legit. I think something happened within the organization that switched up, and I have a funny feeling it's Trent Baalke, and I also believe Trent Baalke is the one feeding this bullshit to Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport that's twisting everybody's word and twisting everything around. I think Trent Baalke's the problem here, and I really think he needs to be fired now, because this is not even like a bad drafting thing or a bad roster thing. This is him affecting the Jaguars' future at this point. All for, I don't even know what it is, all for maybe an ego thing, I really don't know. But Trent Baalke needs to go. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But that's honestly how I'm seeing it, and that's how I truly feel on this. And that's what I'm seeing as a fan. That's what I'm seeing from the information that I've been given. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm done ranting for now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you are new, make sure to subscribe. And as always, peace out, Duval.